Hello, welcome back to the Blueprints. Uh, last episode for day one, we ventured through and got through fairly distant. Unfortunately, I think I ended the video a little bit early because it gave us the statistics of how we did. Today, I would like to beat that statistics, but I can show you what we ended up doing. So we ended up soft locking ourselves last time, where we ended in the storeroom because we did not get the key card needed for the courtyard. We managed to do a total of 14 rooms with a rank reached of 3. I went around 46 different rooms and found 3 separate items. It looks like for today they completely wiped it free, so we shall see how far we get through everything for today. Let's start with our adventure. Looks like it's the same node as yesterday. Nothing in here seems relatively different. I think today though, rather than going through the side door, we're going to go through the front, and then we can double around the backs later if we needed to. I don't want to soft lock us again and see if we can at least make it to the amphitheater closer, at least, before we get stuck again. Bedroom. Whenever you enter this, gain 2 stops. Lavatory looks like a dead end, and a storeroom is a dead end. We don't have any items just yet, and I have to select one. I cannot back out and change my direction. So I think I'm going to stick with the bedroom for now. I don't want to lock us just yet. So the room looks like it did before, except it's missing its chest here. I no longer have the sledgehammer anyway to do it. Same card. Same picture. I get 2 steps every time I come into this room. So maybe we should go back to the entrance hall and create a dead end corridor in one of these ways. Never know what kind of goodies we can come back and do. Parlor for a puzzle, a nook for a key, or a den. Looks like it gives us, 2 room entrances. And a diamond, so let's take that one. Looks like the same as before as well. Okay. Closet, lavatory, or pantry. Do I want my first dead end, or do we want to loop upwards? That apple for an additional 2 steps. I'll take it now. Four coins and the same note as before. Corridor is always left unlocked. The parlor or the nook. Well, let's see, if I do any of these, we can loop up to the den. Or we can go forward. See, the hallway, the nook, or the commissary. hallway. Doors in the west wing are more likely to be locked. Now, we're in the west now. More likely to be locked. So I think maybe we should end up making a dead-end room here then, just in case. Closet with 2 items. Kitchen for food for sale. Or a locksmith. Huh. Keys for sale may be useful if we know that this side is going to be locked. But I kind of want to save our gems just yet. So I think I'm going to take the closet. See what 2 items we get. A key. And the dice. Ivory die. While drafting, you may use the dice to roll new floor plans. Okay. See what's in this room then. A guest bedroom, an extra 10 walk, a parlor, or the nursery. Well, the parlor will put us back into the bedroom. And then we'd have to rely on the den or the corridor to continue forward. The guest bedroom is an additional 10. Or the nursery is whenever you draft a bedroom, gain 5. I'm kind of leaning towards the parlor again. We got the puzzle right last time, and it'll just loop us around rather than walking all the way back. But the nursery can give us the extra 5 every time I do a bedroom. Can't remember, did we get anything from the guest bedroom last time? I'm gonna go with the parlor. Looks to be the same. It's gonna be harder though. The blue box contains the gems. This box is the white box. This box is the black box. Same rules as before. There will always be at least one box that displays only true statements. There will always be at least one box which displays false statements. Only one box has the prize within. The other 2 are always empty. We only get one shot at this. This is the white box. This box is the black box. And the blue box contains the gems. Let's see, if this one's telling the truth, that means there is no blue box. Or this one could be telling the falsity this time. And it could be any one of these. I'm going with it again. Yay. 2 gems. Alright, we'll get the 2 steps and loop back around to the entrance hall again. Spare room, utility closet with a breaker box, drawing room. Well, the spare room is the only one that allow us to move forward. Or we can do one redraw. Do the spare room. Looks like they were painting in here. Lavatory, breaker box, or the chapel. I'll lose money every time I go in there. Here. Chapel does allow us to do the extra rooms. Alright, before I enter in there, I think we're going to double back and go around. We haven't come in here yet, but I built this room earlier. Let's see, the Nook will put us into the chapel. Lavatory is a dead end, or the observatory. Don't know what the stars are yet. Or we can try a reroll. We get one free reroll and hope that there's one that goes forward. We'll try the reroll. There we go. Dead end. Dead end with the breaker box. Or an east wing wall. Right now we're okay with walking. So I think we'll go with the east wing wall. This is going to cost us a coin. And we'll see which direction it leads in. Bunk room counts as 2 bedrooms. It's a door. Dead end. The Nook, which will allow us to continue on, or the guest bedroom for an extra 10 walk. I kind of like to push it and see how far we can go this time. Just a notepad again. It's another key. Boudoir. Mailroom. A package will be delivered here the day after drafting the room. This will be a dead end. Don't know what kind of mail we'll get. Or the boudoir doubles back again. Take the boudoir. Christmas in this room. Nope, room is locked, but I got a key. Lavatory, storeroom, or passageway. Passageway is going to use 2 of our gems. That way will be blocked. That way or this way. This should connect back to the east wing wall. Cannot see floor plans while drafting this room. You're more likely to draw red rooms while drafting, or use our last gem. Gonna have to try the dark room. What if there's an item that allows us to see in here a little bit? It leads back to the corridor we came in. I'm not seeing anything interactable. Hopefully I'm not missing something because it is a dark room. Door is locked. We can use our other key. Ooh. Taking a gamble. We don't know what we're going to get, and we will only have the passageway left. This one's going to require a diamond. I'd rather not use our last diamond then. Breaker room. Garage. Dark room. Gymnasium. I have a gymnasium. Back indicators. Guess this is a puzzle for something else. Turn the lights on in the red room. It's that apple orchard we saw outside in the last episode. Pin notes. HS has requested yet another print of her latest ship. I assume for one of her rooms in the West Wing, as well as an enlarged pane of an enclosed photograph. He said the last development was too dark to keep an eye on that. Picture these two maids. Different quality. It's a selfie. Can't really read what it says though. Print of her latest ship. Archives. While drafting, you will no longer be able to see all 3 of your potential floor plans. View inventory of all items currently in the house. Let's see, archives give us 2 possible directions to go. Security gives us the 1. While drafting, you no longer be able to see all 3 of your potential floor plans. Here's a picture of... We haven't seen these before. Marigold wins Herald Literary Honor. Popular children's writer Marion Marigold adds yet another feather to her scholastic cap when she discovered on Thursday that her picture book, Swinbird, has been chosen for the Herald Literary Medal Illustrated Book of the Year. This is Marigold's 2nd time winning this prestigious honor. A previous medal was, of course, for her debut effort. She was no stranger to the public eye even before her literary success. The niece of the closest living relation of Baron H.S. Sinclair, Mary began using Marigold as a pen name to free her from her political associations with one might make with the Sinclair family. This was August 1985. I don't believe we saw this picture before. We saw somebody else at a computer. And then January 27th, 86, so a couple months later, Swinbird author never considered herself a success, by Gail Hermes, Herald staff writer. She confided, "My son was the one that actually got me into start writing. I had always challenged myself to never tell him the same story twice at bedtime, and so as we ran out of books we owned, my imagination had to take over from there." Marigold had elaborated in previous interviews that her debut book, Red Prince, is based on her son and his flexible love for the color red. A statement that had been held with much skepticism by many pundits that viewed the book as a rather thinly veiled political critique of the royal party and their unwavering blind loyalty to the throne. Interesting. Let's see, this is a couple months after that. Publisher and author detained by Red Guard, questioned. Oh no. Caleb Manning and his publisher Philip White were 2 of 3 dozen names that appeared on a leaked dossier, named them the person of interest in the Twinsdale bombing that killed 4 people last Tuesday. Although no group had come forth to officially take responsibility for the attack, it is widely believed by authorities to the work of the insurgent group RLCF, who had also called themselves the Children of Black Water. Ruffington Press was quick to dismiss the rumors in a statement released on Friday, maintaining that a popular author and Mr. White were simply victims of an unfortunate happenstance, whatever that means. This would not be the first time that a publishing house had defended a rogue employee. 3 years ago, the associate editor with the company was arrested for criminal conspiracy, though the charges were later dropped. That is heavy. I wonder what that has to do with Mary, though. Marigold drops publisher. This is November 17th. This is a couple days later. Local author and popular personality Marion Marigold had announced a split with her long-term publishing partner, Ruffington Press, citing personal reasons. The announcement came after the arrest last week of fellow author and colleague Caleb Manning, whom Marigold had past referred to her as her mentor, friend, and confidant. Marigold is the third prominent writer to distance themselves from the publisher this week. Wow. Manning and the White at press function. The guy on the left looks familiar from the red room that we saw. Was seen at the corner of a suspicious bag under the waved down at local manor. This is the third major last year. It is anticipated charged by the Crown. Manning was the last blank. The trial begins on blank. Expected to last up to blank with grand season. This is following year. No trace is discovered of Seneca Harris, but search continues. Mary Matthew Jones, the author and illustrator whose fanciful stories are written under the pen name Marian Gold, was last seen by a close friend around 3:45 Friday, getting into a carriage after a late luncheon date at 100 Bells Tea Room in Trinsdale. Miss Jones never arrived home, and the carriage driver cannot be located. Family and local authorities are very concerned, but have not deemed the case foul play. It's an out-of-character incident at the point at which we are seeking information. So, Mary Matthew Jones is a real name, penned Marin Marigold, and she went missing. Priceless jewels stolen in dramatic Royal Museum heist. Thieves in the royal capital of Ferns Aires have broken into one of the Crown's fabled closed exhibits. These lavish rooms have historically been reserved exclusively for the use of aristocracy and high peerage. The access was never been granted to those outside noble circles. At least not until today, as local police and forensic experts have been spotted in virtually every corner of the museum grounds dredging for clues. The museum authorities said they were alerted in the middle of the night by reports of several masked intruders seen breaching the south wall and brandishing firearms. The intruders broke into the museum, subdued the royal guard, and disabled the security system. By the time the militia arrived on the scene, the burglars had simply vanished. Although the official registry of the lost jewels has not been publicly announced, among the treasured artifacts rumored to be stolen is the renowned ruby crown of Oriana Aries. The priceless crown jewels, whose material worth pales in comparison to the historic value. If these rumors are true, the evidence may suggest that the theft was politically motivated. I wonder if these missing jewels are somewhere in this house. And that's the last page. I wonder how Marigold is tied to this. Why is it in this room? There's a lot of questions to be answered. There's one of those locked rooms that need a key card. Key card does not appear to be powered on. So I guess it needs to be powered on to get through. It just looks like it's the last direction we can go in for now. Storeroom. Archived floor plan or secret passage leads to a room of a color of your choice. We got a lot farther, I think, this time than we did last time. And unless the confidential room leads to additional spot, this is going to be another soft locked for today. because this, I think, will only leads back to a color of your choice. Leads to a room of a color of your choice. Probably leads somewhere back into the house. Drawing room. Oh, we got 2 ways now. That's good. He sat right in that chair as this room was being drawn. Door's locked. I have no keys. So we got 1 way to go again. This will allow us to keep going. Spreading items. Some item rooms allow you to spread items throughout your house. When items are spread, they are immediately placed in several of your rooms currently on your estate. However, if you have a conference room, spread items will gather in that room instead. So the items will be in this room then. Reminder: after meeting adjourns, take all conference notes and place them in the office safe. Safe code 9083. I remember to take a little notepad this time. 9083. I wonder if that means that if we don't find it this time, we'll still have the code for next. Let's see. Unless this loops, this could be a dead-end room. See, dining room can loop back to the archives and dead end. Each day the meal is served in a dining room after rank 8 has been reached. I'm at rank 6 right now. Or the courtyard, looks like it loops back into the archives and a dead end. Or I can change the floor plan. The bathroom. Wonder if this is the mirror that he took the selfie with. Alright. 1 room to go. Unless we can find a key and then go back to that drawing room. Nope. I've got no keys. always double back to see if I can find anything. If there was any items, they'd be in this room. It's a safe code. This room is locked. So I think we'll have to call it a day for today. Yeah, I can't continue on anymore. Hi. We'll call it a day. Here's our floor plan. Total 21 rooms. We ranked 6. Steps taken 33. I only found 1 item. And 11 new rooms. Alright, well, we're getting closer to the amphitheater. That was very fun. I do thank you all again for watching this video, and I shall see you next time.